All right, welcome back. Like we said before we went on that break, there's a lot happening at FIFA. There's a lot that will affect African teams, Nigeria, and we will be waiting to see what comes out of that vote tomorrow and some of the far-reaching decisions that FIFA will be making when that meeting takes place tomorrow. But of course, we talked about the review, and we're going to take you to that report now. Hopefully, we'll be able to learn from all our mistakes in 2016 and make it better in 2017. Like I said earlier, our man, Austin Okonakpan, put together a report on sports in 2016 in Nigeria. Enjoy that report. I'll be back for more on Sports Tonight.
Nigeria!
2016 was a busy year for sports, and that's because we witnessed the Olympics and the Paralympics.
Most populous nation, Nigeria.
Nigerians didn't expect so much from their team as poor preparations and funding issues ruled the pre-Olympic stage.
We worked so hard for the last 4 years, some of us last 8 years, and we get here, we're getting no support. We're running around chasing for money that we're owed. But suffice it to say, it's very frustrating.
But somehow, Nigerian athletes made some headlines at the games. Chiarika Okogu, Segun Toriola, and Aaron Okwadri deserve some mention.
In table tennis, the world least expected to have an African going that far to play quarterfinals.
I really got a lot of support from the Nigerian people. That's really been helpful on Twitter, on social media. They really support me, and it just took my all to make it to the semifinals. So I'm excited.
The 2016 games exposed the decline of some sports in the country. This is the National Boxing Gym in Lagos. Now you know why only one boxer could qualify for the Olympics.
Since the death of Anyonoche, everything about this hostel and the development of gym here got dead.
A wonderful moment.
But for a consolatory bronze from football, Nigeria would have left the 2016 Olympics without a medal.
Sets it up 3-0, and that surely is the bronze medal.
Motoring up onto the stage now for her.
The Paralympics changed the story for Nigeria. Despite their constant appeal for support, the special athletes broke records and left the competition with 8 gold, 2 silver and 2 bronze medals.
Well, how much strength does she have? Well, she goes up into the gold medal position. Unbelievable lifting.
The specially challenged athletes have always put our names on the world map. So what we need to do, we need to build, we need to consolidate on their success and try to make them have a feeling and try to give them that human face, give special sports a human face.
Nigerians love football, but 2016 didn't bring joy as the Super Eagles failed again to qualify for the African Cup of Nations.
It's been a year of mixed blessings, so to speak, you know. We did not qualify for AFCON. You know, I was particularly very pained, very livid about it. It was something that we could avoid.
To the captain of Nigeria.
The Super Falcons made it a year to remember. They did a great job by winning the African Women's Cup of Nations in Cameroon. The ladies were expecting more celebrations when they returned home, but that didn't happen. They left the podium to the streets to protest unpaid allowances and bonuses. With proper planning and good management, the problems of Nigerian sports in 2016 would have been avoided. Well, 2017 provides another opportunity for us to correct those wrongs. But there is an unanswered question. Is the country ready? Austin Okonakpan, Channels Television News.
What a punchline. Is the country ready? That's the million-dollar question. We will continue to ask ourselves, the administrators, we on this side, lovers of sports in Nigeria. I think the quest is to make Nigeria a multi-sport nation and move away from putting all our resources and energy into one sport, and at the end of the day we get heartbroken. But guys, let's quickly talk about 2016. It's gone. Ideally we should put it in the past, but then again, we have to extract. Let's do a mini scorecard. In that report, we looked at some sports: table tennis, basketball, wrestling, boxing, football, and maybe swimming. So in the year 2016, considering all the Nigerian factors, let me start with Toyin. Which of these federations and athletes
there are a lot of
got your pass mark?
Yeah, we can look at some of these federations and and be hopeful that the future is good. The one that jumps at me is basketball.
Yeah, so much promise.
They may not have won any medals at the Olympic Games, but the quality of the sport and how well they played against the best basketball nations in the world gives us a lot of reasons to be hopeful. So the Basketball Federation, whatever they did, the women missed out narrowly, remember? But before they missed out narrowly, they beat a team in the top 10 in the world. So for basketball, it's just a matter of fixing a few things and stamp our authority in Africa. What we saw at the Olympics gives me that assurance that we are that good to dominate in Africa for a long time and then continue to rub shoulders with some of the best nations in the world. That's basketball. For wrestling, yes, we didn't pick any medals at the Olympics, but you could also see that there's been a lot of investment in human resource, which we hope will yield result for us in the future. The one that gladdens my heart the most is table tennis. What we're able to achieve in table tennis, Funke Oshinaike became African champion again. At the age, at about 43, she became an African champion again, beating the younger Egyptians. Aruna Kodri became the first African ever to play at the quarterfinals. He lost only to the man that nobody has beaten in years. World number one, Malong, the IWTF Male Star Player of the Year. So you look at all of these things and, well, other sports like Scrabble, Saidu Ayorinde of Nigeria became African champion, although we are always
find a way of producing African
champions. They're very dominant in the sport. And then football. I mean, failure of the team to qualify for the Nations Cup is a big minus. But I like the way the NFF responded very quickly and said, look, we can't continue to dwell on our failure. Let's begin to plan towards the 2018 World Cup, and we already see what the results are. So it's just for us to maintain that momentum and continue the good start that we had to the World Cup. And then the Olympic team. The only medal Nigeria had to show at the Olympic Games was from football. And whether we like it or not, we give the credit to the Federation, the Nigerian Football Federation, for what they were able to do in getting Samson Sessa to be the coach of the team, Fatai Amo and the others, and arranging a lot of friendly games for the team, camping them, although there were issues about how they eventually left, all of that. But the only medal at the Olympic Games was from football. So whether we like it or not, for me, those are the federations that you could commend for what they were able to do in 2016.